Hey, what's up YouTube? Andrew Rooney here, and this is the video where I answer all of your gear questions. Now, I did start replying individually to the questions that I started getting around what specific gear I use. But to be completely honest, and I feel a little bit embarrassed to say this, there were just too many. I didn't have time to reply to them all, and I'm really surprised that there's that much interest in my headphones and different mics and stuff. So I thought I'll just put it all in one place on this video. I don't mind at all. In fact, I love talking about gear. So if there is anything that I do miss in this video, just let me know in the comments and I'm more than happy to answer it. So if we start with mics, I am currently speaking into an SM57, Shure SM57. And that's got this windsock on it just to try and cut down on the plosives, which are the P-pa sounds, which can really sort of kill the audio. This is an absolute classic industry standard microphone. You'll find probably 50 of these in each studio around the world, just because they're built like a tank. They're not actually specifically built for what I'm doing now, which is spoken word, but I've sort of repurposed this for that. It's great on a snare drum or a guitar, electric guitar cabinet. Not so great on vocals because you've really got to crank the gain, but it's an amazing mic. And these retail for around about $200 New Zealand or $100 US. Just a second. This other very seductive looking mic, which you would have seen me speaking into a lot, is a much more expensive mic. It's an AKG C214. It's also a very different type of mic. It's a condenser microphone. The SM57, this one is a dynamic mic. So I originally brought this for drum overheads. It captures a lot of detail and a lot of space and depth of field. So it's a really fantastic mic. I think it's about $900 New Zealand, 400 US approximately. A great microphone, but again, it's not really the type of mic that you would normally use for podcasting or speaking like this. The holy grail mics for that kind of thing are the SM7B, which you would have seen on the Joe Rogan Experience. Really distinctive looking mic. It's a classic again. And the Electro Voice RE20. Both of those mics, holy grail. And if my Patreon starts kicking in, I'm going to grab myself an SM7B. That leads us into headphones. I think headphones were actually the most common question I got. What type of headphones are these? These are the middle of the road in the Audio Technica line. So these are Audio Technica and they are M30X. And I've had these for about 4 or 5 years now. I can't really say enough about these headphones. They're absolutely amazing. I love them. Just the other day, one side of them stopped working, so I did have a good run. I had 4 or 5 years. And my son has been listening on them as well, and he's 6, and he's pretty rough. So it's not really a great surprise that one side of them has stopped working, which leads me to these bad boys. Oh, and by the way, these retail for about 140 New Zealand, I think, about $50 US, which is ridiculous. The level of headphone you're getting for $50 US, absolutely insane. And as you work up, you can sort of get the M30X, these ones, M40, M50. I think they might even have an M60X now. So yeah, I can't imagine how good those must be. So highly recommend Audio Technica headphones. Just picked up these the other day, my new set of headphones. You're probably wondering why I didn't just get another pair of these, because I've just been telling you how good they are. I just thought I'd try something different. Oh, and by the way, I should have mentioned at the start, I really make considered purchases when I buy headphones and mics. So I talk to a lot of my friends who are engineers, some, in a lot of cases, world-class engineers, and they always give me great recommendations for headphones and mics. This one just kept popping up. They're the Sony MDR 7506. And I've heard so many good things about these. I'm going to do a bit of a review unboxing video on that because I am pretty pumped about these. Look out for that, and I'll be able to give you a really honest opinion. I'm not endorsed or affiliated with any of the brands I'm talking about, so I can tell you really honestly what I think. One thing that I don't think got asked, but is very crucial, and I shouldn't overlook it, is coming back to the mics. Now, to plug any of these mics into a computer, you need what is called an interface, because these are XLR mics. They don't just plug into your computer, although you can get USB mics, which I believe some of those are really good these days. But to use these mics or any of the really professional level mics, you're going to need an interface. And I strongly, strongly recommend the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. That retails for, it was about $350 New Zealand. I think it was about $200, $250 US. And that is money well spent. That was a bit of a game changer, changed my life. I could finally record my drums and get really good audio, and not just the audio off my phone, which is always going to be a bit crappy. So there you go. That's all the gear questions answered. And make sure to hit me in the comments with anything that I missed or anything further that you want to know about any of these items: headphones, mics, interface, all that good stuff. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out my podcast, the NZ Drummer Podcast, where I talk to all the greatest drummers in the world. And Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff, of course. And I'll see you on the next video. All right, take it easy.